Hello and welcome to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the Odd Pods Media Network. Recorded at the 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, located just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Thanks for joining us. Now here are your hosts.
Hello, hello, hello. It is a grand day indeed because Kyle and Michelle have returned to the studio.
We're back.
Yep.
And per usual, Michelle sounds super duper excited about it.
So excited.
Yeah, that's what Michelle sounds like when she's lying, which we've covered on the channel before. We are back, all three of us together, and this week we have a whole bunch of feedback to share from our Record Store Day episode last week, which I knew we were going to get a bunch of feedback on that. Not like we had controversial opinions or anything, but because like a lot of people like Record Store Day, have issues with it, and so we had a lot of feedback that we're going to share on that. And then this week's episode is going to be an album review. This time it's Kyle's choice, and he picked what I feel like is a heavy hitter. I guess we'll find out how Michelle feels about it. But I think it's a heavy hitter. It's John Mayer's fourth album, Battle Studies. So we're going to talk about that in the second half of the show. As far as goings on for us, not only have Michelle and Kyle returned to the studio, but we continue to put out 2 YouTube videos every week, and the channel is coming up on 700 subscribers now, which is pretty sweet.
Damn.
So I'm really trying to hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. It's kind of like the goal I started with, and then I would love for someday to be like, oh man, I remember when I wanted to hit 1,000, but like for now.
Now there's 300,000.
When we're millionaires on our boat.
We would have the world's biggest vinyl channel if we had 300,000 subscribers. But yes, I would love, I would be all for 300,000 subscribers. So anyways, as I mentioned right at the top of the show, we do have a bunch of feedback on last week's topic. So let's get into it.
Feedback, Joe.
Don't worry about that. Right. There's rock and roll be without feedback.
So I believe, I'm going to double check this, but I believe all the feedback that I have is on the Record Store Day episode. But Nick Fowler was first in, and he left us a lengthy comment, and he actually opened his comment with like, I hope this isn't too lengthy. It's never too lengthy. Like you know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, for you, Michelle, like, I know you don't want to read any of it, but
yeah, I just spaced off while you were talking about how long it was, so you have to be quick and concise with me.
Yeah, that's on me, and I'm sorry about that. My favorite thing though is Nick opens up with, "I'm definitely part of the problem when it comes to Record Store Day."
Damn it, Nick!
I normally get in line at between 10 and 11 the night before, but the line is normally pretty fun in the first several hours where everybody just stands around talking about music and vinyl. It's a strange sense of community that's pretty common among record collectors, and it makes it fun standing in a 9+ hour line. So, Michelle, have you thought about it that way? About like turning it into fun instead of just loathing it?
What?
No, okay. Yeah. All right.
There's nothing part of a line that's fun, man.
I really like music, and I don't know if I could sit in line for 9 hours to buy
I've done it. It was
something.
fun. Just it's like it's not a requirement that you just talk about music. Like we played cards and stuff, and people were
Didn't you
talking
have a
sports
tent?
ball.
And,
Oh
like-
yeah, we had a tent. Oh yeah, we had a tent.
Like, I imagine it like how Tom Haverford camps, where you just had like a big screen TV and you like set up like you
Yes.
had like a microwave. And
There was some discussion about plywood walls and whatnot the following year.
if you had a keg,
Then
I
you would consider it.
I would consider it, but not for 9 hours, because I would get drunk and then I would have a hangover by the time.
And you would forget why you were there, and then you wouldn't
Yep.
even buy any vinyl to
I
begin
would
with.
wander away.
Oh Lord! All right, that opens up a whole other world of problems. So we're good. So, anyways, Nick goes on to say, with Record Store Day first, it doesn't necessarily mean it will get repressed, but that it could be repressed at some point in the future.
Is that true?
Well, yeah, Nick's not making up stuff on our page. He's from the Vinyl Den. I'm going to go ahead and trust him. Over the last couple of years, it seems only about 75 or 80% of those first pressings get reissued on a large scale. So I get that. The corporate RSD thing has already happened. Earlier this year, Walmart had a Vinyl Week sale where they released a bunch of exclusive albums slowly over a 5-day period. And I totally forgot about that until Nick mentioned that.
Was there anything good?
There was nothing I wanted. There was a lot of stuff people were very excited over, but there wasn't anything that was big deal for me. But there was a lot of people on like the vinyl pages who were like, yeah, I'm down to buy vinyl from Target. Oh shit, I'm gonna get that. So there's also a large record store chain in the UK that's been trying to get involved in RSD for the last couple of years as well. It's, I think he's referring to HMV, who's like a really big deal. And they more or less just keep openly begging Record Store Day, like on social media. They're like, we wish we could be involved. And Record Store Day is like, nobody talk to him. Now, Nick goes on to say, I think we already got to the point where artists and labels are just dumping anything on Record Store Day they think will sell. I think that's why there are so many picture discs, soundtracks, live albums released on the last couple of years. To be viable in the long run for RSD, I think it needs to get back to more exclusive titles and older albums that have been long out of print. And I couldn't agree with that more. I think it was the June Record Store Day. There was an Elton John album that's never been released from like, I think it might be the very first album that he ever recorded, and it just was never released. That's what we need more of.
Yeah.
I go on all the time about artists and stuff that have like later albums that never made it on vinyl because their albums came out in like the mid 90s or whatever. Like, make with that, like put that stuff out on vinyl, you know, instead of being like, give you an example. You guys know I love late 80s rock. Yesterday, Cinderella Night Songs got reissued, and the company that did it was like trying to make a big deal out of it. Like, oh, look, okay, but you can walk into any store and get a copy of Night Songs, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, stop doing that. How about you, like, Still Climbing, the fourth Cinderella record that you can barely find on vinyl ever? You know, like, do that instead.
Right.
So, anyways, our friends at the Keeping Up with Kardashians podcast said that they're going to start a support group for you, Michelle, for your not wanting to wait in lines.
I bet there's a line to get in that support group.
The Kardashians say that they're going to start an all-encompassing sports support group for you because you have a lot of complaints that run the gamut. What a poor, tortured soul is what they had to say about you.
Yep.
I swear I'm not trying to drive traffic just to our Facebook page for this, but people need to go see the one thing that I showed to Kyle and Michelle before we started recording too. We got a piece of feedback from James Porter that if you go on our Facebook page, you'll see, and he did a meme of Debbie Downer from SNL, and it just says, Kyle, quote, Record Store Day will be taken over by Walmart and Target. I can't even read it without thinking like feline AIDS is the number one killer. So James Porter also left us a couple of notes about a couple of our recent episodes. One of which was that he was referring to our Kings of Leon review and said, I believe this was the first record to get the IGP Kohei Lekod award for having zero stinkers, which it didn't. I think we all agreed there was no stinkers.
Yeah, which I feel I'm really excited to see how that measures up to Battle Studies, because I feel like you guys have both been really excited about it.
I'm not going to spoil that. Give me about 10 minutes and we'll talk about that. Also, we have more fuck ton clarification from James.
Okay.
Imperial measurements are what we use here in the U.S., like pounds, ounces, inches, and feet. Metric is what the rest of the world uses. An imperial fuck ton is 2,000 pounds, whereas a metric fuck ton is 1,000 kilograms, or about 2,200 pounds.
Why does imperial sound like it would be from, like, Europe?
I don't know, but we're still discussing your fuck ton from, like, a month and a half ago. As for this week's topic of Record Store Day, I am with Michelle, and I hate lines as well. And like Kyle, I couldn't have cared less about vinyl about 3 years ago, so I've not been to Record Store Day yet. I'm not opposed to it, but I have other things that have conflicted with them so far since I became aware of Record Store Day. I will say that Vinyl Nation did more to get me interested in Record Store Day and more afraid of how collecting can get out of hand. If you remember, James leaves a lot of comments on our page about like, well, the show cost me this much more money this week.
We do what we can.
We had listener Greg left a comment and said, sorry to burst your bubble, Russ, but the Prince the Truth was not a first exclusive. I know you don't care as you are a lover of Prince, which I could be wrong. I don't think I said the Truth was a Record Store Day first. I was just saying that it was weird to me that in the past I've seen major artists have Record Store Day pieces that there's like 1,000 of, and with that one it was like 15,000. So it was like, well, why is that even a Record Store Day exclusive? You know what I mean? It's like, that's a lot of copies.
It's not limited.
So your bubble is not burst?
My bubble is not burst, no. Additionally, limited and exclusives, there are no guarantee they won't be repressed in the future. I bought Thelonious Monk at Record Store Day 2020 limited release, and it's already been repressed by Vinyl We Please. So the bottom line is it's all subjective based on popularity and the release as to whether or not it'll get repressed for Record Store Day. It's all just becoming a corporate cash grab. So it sounds like you have a friend, Kyle. And I do. And I get that. Like, I understand that. And it's hard to describe for me. Like, I think you asked me this on the episode, Michelle, where like, does it make it less cool if there's like a bunch of them or if it gets repressed? And honest to God, you guys know this. Like, well, no, for me, I mean, there is a certain cool like I used the example of that Fun live album. Like, it is cool to me that there's only 500 in the world of that, and I own one, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, and you guys know this, like, I just want the music. You know, so whether or not there's 4,000 copies or 40,000 copies or, you know, they send it out in the mail, overall, that doesn't matter to me. I just want the record, right?
Do you think that it makes it cooler if you have a Record Store Day copy that was then later reissued? Like, it was supposed to be a Record Store Day exclusive, and then do you think that people pay more money? Like, if you were to resell it, valued more?
If you look on Discogs, for sure.
It's only cool if you care, right? That's how everything works.
Well, I don't care about it.
Problem solved.
I'm just saying, in the vinyl community, like, people would pay more money to know that this, like, I know that that brand new Deja Intendi that I have came in that paper bag, and it was like, there's more to it, and that obviously is worth my money. But if it was just the same exact record, the only thing that's different is the sticker on the front that says Record Store Day.
That's all a beauty is in the eye thing.
Okay.
Like, let me put it this way: there's some guy out there who's like, nope, I want it to be the RSD version, and I'm going to pay more for it.
The same thing works with how shoes work when they re-release
shoe shopping.
They re-release Yeezys, the same ones, over and over and over again. But if you have the original ones that came out the year that they were initially released, they're worth, I don't know, $500-$600 more.
Those are shoes, man.
Yeah, it's just
put them on your feet.
Is that where shoes go? I'm so glad that you're back in the studio, because there was like a month there where I wasn't learning things, and now I know. I have a whole thing of shoes upstairs, and I was like, well, where did these go? And now I know.
You've been putting them on your hands.
Yeah, the whole time. In addition to the written feedback that you can always leave us, like, everything you just heard was a variety of, like, comments from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. But we also have a hotline that you can call and leave us a voice message on, which is 313-364-9899. And we had 2 people leave us voicemails this week, so we will drop those on you now.
Hey, everybody, this is Seth giving a call back into the show. I feel like I'm like the fifth Beatle here. Anyways, I really enjoyed your discussion about Record Store Day, and I enjoyed learning about First. That makes a lot of sense, because I was noticing, I was like, this is so dumb. Like, I was like really excited for this album, and now it's just out for everybody to buy.
So it sounds like Seth agrees with you on a couple of things. Number one, that at first are dumb.
Yep.
and then he also agrees with Kyle on the fact that he doesn't want everybody else to have it.
Yes.
He wants to have it.
In a few months later. So that's all starting to click. But other than that, I was just a little bit curious, to add to your discussion of the development of Record Store Day. Because, like, as Record Store Days have gone on, I found myself less and less interested in the releases that are coming out in those drops. I don't know if that's because, like what Russ was saying, there's only so much good music that you can put out, or there's only so much music for these people that we really like that can be put out. But I also, am like Michelle, where I hate waiting in line, and it's also really overwhelming, because then they let you in the store, and then, it's just like everyone's crowding around you and pressing up against you, putting their arms around you. It's like a frenzy. It's a little bit too much for me. So I've kind of evolved to going to purchasing Record Store Day items from online, from the independent record stores, but online. So I was wondering if you guys would maybe want to discuss that kind of idea about, the future of Record Store Day, and do you think that is a good idea or a bad idea, that sort of thing? All right. Hopefully that is a good help. Whatever. I'm just rambling. Sorry, everybody. Have a good day. Love you guys. Happy sleep for whenever Michelle gets it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
So I just want to say again, I'm going to make another attempt here to be the peacemaker. You guys have more in common with Seth.
He's much less hostile than normal.
You guys got pretty hostile with Seth. There's a lot of mud flung in this situation.
When have you ever known me to be hostile?
But now, are you? Did you just become best friends over the line thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
So I would assume neither of you have any problem with doing Record Store Day online, right? I mean, kind of like
there's still I can't remember what the hell Record Store it is online, but they have a whole section of Record Store Day releases that you can go on there and
I think there's rules with it too. I think you can't post them for 24 hours after or something, which is fine, whatever.
Yeah, I'm okay with buying them from record stores online, but not from like the people who go.
Even, okay, so if you went to like dearbornmusic.com and it was like, you are 6th in the queue, you would be like, I'm out.
That's the line, right?
It's still a virtual line.
Yeah.
No, I wait in online queues all the time, so I'm okay with the online thing, but.
Yeah.
I would make him do it.
Is it because online you don't want to talk to anybody still? Like you don't want a chat bubble to pop up and
Right.
have strangers talk with you?
If it's online, it's because I can't concentrate, so I'll just be like wander away from my computer and I'll come back and they'll be like, you're 459th in line now because you fucked up. So
Sounds like something you would do. All right, we have one more voicemail to share.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Dylan. Love the podcast. I'm a little bit behind. I wanted to follow up on your introduction to the Nat King Cole album, which I agree is fantastic. But I feel exactly the same way with anyone who, will hear the occasional Frank Sinatra song at a wedding or a party or whatever, and then they don't get into one of his, well, honestly, in my opinion, his best album. Frank Sinatra Sings Only for the Lonely. I used to have the opinion that Frank Sinatra wasn't necessarily an excellent singer, but he was an excellent performer. And, man, that album will prove it, proved me wrong, frankly. So Frank Sinatra Sings Only for the Lonely is fantastic, as well. So just in case, you wanted a little bit of feedback on some other oldies, I thought I'd pass that along. Thanks, guys.
I just had that record in my hand like 3 days ago, as a matter of fact.
and then what happened?
It was, so I don't know anything at all about early Sinatra pressings. I'm certain there's people who know everything about like Capitol original pressings and reissues and all that stuff. This one was like pretty beat up. And it looked to be like a Capitol original, but to me it was overpriced for like how beat up it was. But I'm certain that like there's somebody who knows more than me about Sinatra records that would have probably been like, no, that's priced right. So for me, I'm fine with just getting like a reissue of it that's in much better shape. Like I'm not concerned with getting an original pressing of it.
And the person who really cares about it being original is the one that should have it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The only Sinatra pressing I have that I absolutely adore and it's rare, is I have the mobile fidelity pressing of Sinatra Live at the Sands, and it's just amazing. It's one of the few. I own several different pressings of things that go on Discogs for $300, $400, $500, and that's the only one that I would like consider paying that money for. Like I got all those records when they were lower in price, and now they've escalated. Sinatra's the only one of all of them that I'm like, I don't know, I'd probably pay $500 for that. It sounds pretty amazing. So, anyways, that is the feedback. You can get at us on all the social media. You can call us on the hotline at 313-364-9899. And leave your thoughts with us, and we're going to move right along. Our jammies. My jammy jams this week are 2 brand new albums. One artist is featured on the show this week, but I've been listening to Sob Rock, the new John Mayer record, I've only listened to it 2 or 3 times over the past week. I like it a lot. I kind of, based on Last Train Home, I wanted to like the record a lot more than I do initially. I don't dislike it at all. But I don't think I don't see it entering the discussion with like my favorite John Mayer records.
It's fucking weird, man.
It's a different album.
Yeah.
It's different. I usually don't care at all about packaging and aesthetics and stuff, but I love the 80s vibe.
Yeah, he really went hard with like the whole 80s thing, even with all the ads and stuff that came before it.
Did you see how it
streams?
laugh?
Huh?
Did you see how it plays on Spotify?
No.
So if you play the new John Mayer album on Spotify, instead of just being the album art up top and like the list of songs below, the whole screen changes to a yellow Walkman.
No, I didn't notice that.
And
That's funny.
The cogs of the cassette turn while it's playing. And then you talk about detail. Wherever you're at in the cassette, the reels will change.
Oh,
there'll be like more tape on one end of it than the other if you're at the end of the record.
If you just jump around, it like changes.
Yeah, it'll change.
I listened to it on Spotify, but I was driving, so that it didn't pop up.
So you don't just stare at your phone while you're driving?
No.
God, between the shoe thing and this, I'm learning a lot this week. I'm driving. I've got both shoes on the steering wheel.
And you're
eyes on your phone.
Yeah, eyes on my phone. And then there's little things too. And again, I'm older, but like there's nice price stickers on the vinyl, which was a big thing when I was a kid. And then the inner label on the vinyl looks like Sony's labels did back in the 80s instead of how it would look now. So it's cool. The other one, and this one I'm super duper excited about, is the latest Leon Bridges record. Oh, it's so good. It's a good one. I spent most of yesterday before spinning it front to back for the first time pretty upset that it wasn't going to be as good as the second one. Like I was like, what if it's not as good? What if it's, and oh boy, I just upon first listen, I was like, "This is every bit as good as." The
I didn't
second
love the
record.
singles that were out, so I don't know.
I didn't listen to them, so
I'm unnecessarily unnecessarily. Yeah, that's the word. Sorry.
That is a word.
See,
I
you're
am
learning too.
unnecessarily upset that his newer music doesn't sound like his old music.
You really like the first
I
album.
really like the crooner stuff, which is that's how I became a fan of his. It was like the crooner.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are like angry with me that I love his second record as much as I do. And I feel like there's a thing online where if you mention Leon Bridges, and I'm not saying you're saying this, but I've had people come at me and be like, oh, well, if you love the second album, well, what's wrong with the first one? Well, there's nothing. I love the first album. You know, like I do. I love the first record. But my thing with that first record is I feel like there's only so many times you can do that because it's been done so well by Sam Cooke and all the Motown artists and whatnot. And I just feel like if he would have kept going in that direction, that he would have like Bublé'd himself.
Yes.
You know, like you're just the guy mom's like because you do, old school throwback music.
My
Right?
mom does like Bublé.
Your mom does like Bublé. Your mom really likes Bublé.
She's been Bublé'd.
She has been Bublé.
Yeah, I do agree with that. There's just it limits the opportunity that an artist has. If they're gonna stick to something that's been done 1,000 times.
And I will say too that on his second record, and from what I've heard of the third, I only got to play it I think twice straight through. He didn't just go, "Oh, I'm going to do the R&B that's out on the radio now."
I like his new record. I listened to it, and I like it's different. I don't even feel like I'm listening to Leon Bridges. Is the thing. Like I like Leon Bridges because of the crooner thing, but now I like his new music.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound to me like Leon Bridges.
I was very worried that with this third record, he was going to just go like full, like, oh, whatever's on the radio, I'll just sound like that. And it for me, it's great that he's creative enough to where his sound is progressing without just going, I'm going to sound like you said.
I totally agree. Yeah.
So, anyways, those two records have been a big deal for me. Listening to a whole bunch of variety of stuff, but really those were the first records that I've been digging into as a whole. So, Kyle, what are your jammy jams?
Holy shit!
Oh, boy.
I need to say this first.
Name of the artist or the album was holy shit.
Kanye West.
Oh yeah. So wait,
did not
come out.
Release his album.
Okay.
But I got to listen to the entire thing by watching the.
Did he just give it to you?
Listening, yes. He DM'd me and sent it to me, actually.
Wow, that's good. Kanye slid in your DMs. Nice. He's like, congrats on the baby. Here's the album.
I did, however, watch the listening event thing that he did in Atlanta.
Okay.
But I don't think that either all of that stuff is going to be on the album or there's going to be a bunch more, which is why it's not out yet.
Okay.
I did hear today that it's supposed to be released on August 6th now.
Oh my God.
So this album was supposed to come out a year ago, and it's now we've gotten closer to hearing it or whatever than we have ever before. So.
I know I mention this every time, and I'm sure the joke's getting tired, but I don't know what that's like to keep waiting for an artist to release an album. On a totally unrelated note, GNR's going to be here in a couple weeks in a concert.
Yeah, I see the billboards all on
completely
the
unrelated to the discussion about artists who don't ever release music.
So I did. Actually, Michelle, for some reason.
Wait, is this your first pre-Jammy Jams?
Yeah,
because it's not even out yet.
Yeah, that's true. We got to listen to what's supposed to be the entire album.
Sure.
So, but Michelle actually encouraged me to watch it on our television instead of on my phone, which was so that was cool.
Like you watched it on the tube?
Yeah,
like
I had it on. I had it on my phone, and she was like, "Why don't you just put it on the TV?"
Huh?
I was like, "Yes."
What's going on over there? Things are changing.
So
you know what's annoying is when he sits next to you and he has his phone volume on 1,000 and he's watching YouTube.
I bet his phone doesn't go to 1,000. I bet that's not real. So anyways, but you're not even sure if that's going to be the album, but you love what you heard.
Yes, I knowing how he does things, a bunch of shit's going to change, and whatever was played may or may not actually be on there.
There again, I wouldn't know anything about that.
But he did post pictures of like the track listing, and that's what was played. But like, who knows? I don't know.
There was a guy one time who said in 2002 that we were going to get 35 songs over 3 albums, and it was going to happen within the next year. And then 6 years later, he released 14 songs on one album instead of 35 songs over 3 albums. Also, totally unrelated, GNR is going to be here in a couple weeks. So, anyways, what else besides Yeezy?
Joyner Lucas. I don't know even how I think he was on some sort of playlist that I ended up on.
New.
Yeah. But he has an album called Evolution, and it's not brand new. It came out in 2020. And I think that came out before his album ADHD. I don't know. They both came out in 2020, and I don't know which one came out first. But damn, if you like...
Pina coladas?
If you like progressive hip-hop that it has a message that's different than going and doing drugs and buying jewelry and shit.
Well, I'm in so far.
Yeah, then you would like this album.
Right on.
Or like him in general. And I think that if you do like any of the songs that you've ever heard of him, then you should go listen to the album.
Right on.
It's fucking fantastic.
I like getting reminded of stuff like that. Like you said, it's not brand new.
Yes.
But I like going back and being, even if you did listen to it in the first place, going back and being like, oh yeah, this was the jam.
Pop Smoke also released a new album, the second new album after he's been dead, which is strange.
Yeah, well, my Jammy Jams, a look into the future, my Jammy Jams next week is going to be from like the fourth Prince album since he passed away. So
I look at Prince differently in that aspect because he had so much stuff. Like this dude, like he must have had a bunch of shit too, I guess. I don't know. But it's called Faith, the album. Mm-hmm. And
it's just a straight cover of the George Michael record.
Well, my initial complaint about the first one that he released after he had passed was that it just was like unfinished. So they just tried to finish all the shit and then put the songs out.
Yep.
This sounds like it was already done before he had passed, and it sounds much more polished and like what I would have been wanting from the first album.
Besides all the controversy about Michael Jackson not singing certain songs on the first Michael Jackson album that came out after he passed away, Escape is that way too, where it just feels more like a complete album than what they tried to put out the first time.
I don't know if it's because they are complete songs or were completed before he died, or if they just worked harder on polishing them up before they released them.
They might have got feedback, like you said, because I remember when that record came out, I was like, hey, I know it said that he passed, but what do you think? Like, I know you like him, and you were like, so and maybe they heard that.
People are like, they're very protective about things, especially after people pass away, right? So like, Virgil Abloh, he did the cover artwork for Pop Smoke's not the newest album, but the last one.
Right.
And people lost their mind about how like terrible it was. So he ended up doing more artwork and releasing it with the secondary artwork because of how terrible the first shit was.
Being like,
because of the outrage from the fans.
Yeah. Well, maybe the music was the same way.
Yeah, maybe they did change things up and
right on. Cool. Well, and see, here I go again. This week I didn't set you up. Oh, Kyle, you got the diversity, and here's the diversity when I don't mention it. Damn it. He's always evading. So, Michelle, what have you been listening to? Zero diversity, I'm sure.
Zero diversity.
Go on.
Well,
the listeners are excited already.
I've been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh God.
Did
you see see the one episode where the character died?
Yeah. And there was like a disaster that happened in the hospital.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
I do. Oh, wait. Yes, I remember that episode. Yeah. Some crazy circumstances that would never happen anywhere else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yet again happening in the same hospital.
For sure.
So because of that, who were you listening to? Is it the one band that
it's the one band Snow Patrol.
Oh, okay.
So that was
what my favorite Snow Patrol memory is because I do have a favorite memory.
Is that the only time you've seen them?
I've seen them, I think, twice with you.
I've
only seen them because of you. And my favorite Snow Patrol memory is when you'd first met Kyle and you guys were starting to date, and you took me to the Snow Patrol concert and then were buried in your phone texting Kyle the whole concert.
I remember that.
And so we're at a concert that I don't want to be at, and she's not even paying attention to the show. So there's prove it. Kyle, bring up your text log. But anyways, and so Snow Patrol, and you go down a Snow Patrol rabbit hole quite a bit.
Why? What's wrong with Snow Patrol?
You do you. I didn't say it was bad. It would be bad for me if I had to listen to a bunch of Snow Patrol.
They found their niche, and it was Grey's Anatomy. So they are. It's fine.
They must not have been too bad if you've seen them twice.
You were like, want to go to a concert and drink? And I was like, yep. And then I went to a concert and drank. And then the one time I got to stand there and be like, wow, this song, oh, I see you texting. Never mind. So
that doesn't sound like me.
yeah, I'm sure it didn't happen.
No.
So, but anyways, so just a variety of Snow Patrol. Is it the one where they say the chorus a lot over and over and over?
That's your favorite part
That
of
is my favorite part of Snow Patrol.
They're such good lyricists.
Yes. They like write one great line. They're like, what if we say it 100 times in this song?
They have to make sure that you get it. Like you have to get it. I like all the records, so I mean, just I could put on
You
anything.
celebrate their entire
I do.
catalog.
I could just put them like that's one of the bands for me, much like Kings of Leon, where I could just pick a record and put it on and just walk away and listen to the whole thing.
Except for the latest Kings of Leon, but other than that.
You know what? It comes on my Spotify quite a lot, and I don't skip it as much anymore.
You know what? That record could be a Pearl Jam no code situation where I've talked about before where like I love all the songs on no code, but when you play them in a row, I'm like, stop it.
It could be.
That Kings of Leon record could very well have a bunch of great songs that you just don't want to hear in a row.
Yeah.
So.
There are definitely some stinkers on there where I don't want to hear them, but there's a couple that play on my Spotify that I'm like, all right, Kings of Leon.
Okay.
That's how they get you.
Okay, Kings of Leon.
How they
Okay.
get you.
Right on. All right. Well, that is everything we've been listening to. In addition to all of that, we have, of course, been listening to John Mayer's fourth record, Battle Studies, and we are going to come back in a few minutes and discuss our review of that record. So we will be right back. You are listening to the Infectious Group podcast on the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
I'm Jamie.
We're Married with Television, marriedwithtv.com. We are a couple of Hollywood normies on the outskirts of the film and TV industry, and we talk about our favorite TV shows, music, and movies, and sometimes they talk back to us.
Sometimes I do.
Our podcast is Married with Television, one word, on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
Possibly Amazon soon. And we are a proud member of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Married with TV.
MarriedWithTV.com.
I'm Rob.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Joe.
I love it.
I think it's kind of meh.
And I've never seen it.
We're keeping up with the Kardashians.
A podcast covering 7 seasons of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
But that's not it. We go down the wormhole
Of pop culture, life, and Garrick.
New episodes every Monday.
On your favorite podcasting platforms. You can also interact with the show on Twitter at KardashiansPod.
And just like the Ferengi, we can't wait to stroke your lobes.
We are back, and this week we're going to do an album review, and we are going to discuss John Mayer's fourth album, Battle Studies, which came out November 17th, 2009, which is crazy to me that his fourth album came out that long ago. Like, when I looked at the date, I was like, wow, I can't believe this record's way older than I thought it was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know why, but...
Doesn't seem like 2009 was that long ago.
I know. We really don't need to set this segment up with a drop, but since it's my favorite drop, I will.
The Infectious Group podcast.
Album review.
Oh, I'm sure I'll say something dumb.
It's my favorite drop. That's my favorite one. So,
why did I come back?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You literally walked right into it. So, having said that, Kyle, why are we reviewing this album this time?
It is such a good fucking album.
That's true. That's true.
It just is. It's also... I've figured out that I really don't like John Mayer all that much.
Yeah.
But what I do like of him, I like a lot.
Yeah.
Do you not like him as a person, or you don't like his
No,
music?
I like him a lot as a person. Well,
like
besides the
Reformed.
time that he used the N-word.
Right. You like the Reformed John
Yes,
Mayer.
I like the Reformed John Mayer because he's a shoe collector. He had his own shoe at one point. So
I
also,
can't wait till we start doing these episodes on YouTube because wow.
He's
The look on Michelle's face.
also a badass on the guitar. And he can sing sometimes. So
that's one of the most enthusiastic endorsements I've ever heard on somebody.
He also went on Dave Chappelle's show and did a couple hilarious segments with him. So I mean,
How I Write a Song.
Yeah.
Was that before or after the N-word thing?
Way before.
Okay.
Way before. And
I think that's what gave him the thought that he could use the N-word, maybe.
Yeah, very possible. So the thing with that, and we might as well knock out addressing that. That happened a couple records after this, after Battle Studies, and you get to a point where you start to believe your own press and yes men and everything, and John Mayer just thought that he was way too big of a deal and could do anything and was quickly told he could not. And to his credit, he did take like a couple of years off, and he put out a very reflective and very good record that was more or less like, okay, I get it. I screwed up. Like I went way too far, and sorry about that. And
what was that record called?
There's going to be listeners who are going to be so mad at me. It's either Paradise Valley or Born and Raised. I think it's Born and Raised. So, okay, one of them came out and was the one where he screwed up, and then the other was the Redemption record. So I screwed that up because I'm not the world's foremost authority on Mayer. I think it's Paradise Valley, though.
You're
is
not?
The one. No.
Oh, I'm going to go then.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
You're hoping to learn so much.
Yeah.
But to John Mayer's credit, by all accounts, he has kept good to that. Like he's been a good dude since learning his lesson. So I'm cool with that. Like you guys know, I hate cancel culture. I hate all that. Like I don't let people literally, like they have a saying for it, live and learn. You know,
Yes,
I would like for people to be able to
You
reform.
should be a fuck up because we are all fuck ups.
Yeah.
What you do after you do that is the important part.
Exactly.
So if you learn from your mistakes, then you're fine by me.
Right. So before all of that screwing up, John Mayer put out his fourth album. And this record is loaded for me. This is my second favorite John Mayer record. My favorite one is Continuum. Personally, when I rank records, by the way, this is for you guys and the listeners, I don't count live albums and hits packages.
That's my favorite one is the Nokia, live at the Nokia Theater.
Where the Light Is.
Yeah.
It's stunningly good.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and the thing is, that's the tour for Continuum, which is my favorite Mayer record.
Yeah.
So you're getting great songs from Battle Studies, from the John Mayer Trio, and from Continuum, all on a live record. So, but I just don't count when I rank people's records. I rank it just based on their studio work. So Battle Studies is my second favorite John Mayer record. Having said that, I do have faults on the record that we'll get into. But since you brought it to the table, Kyle, what do you list off as your best tracks on the record?
My favorites are Heartbreak Warfare,
such a jam.
Assassin, and Edge of Desire.
Assassin is probably one of the most underrated John Mayer songs that there is.
Yes.
Like, it's just
so good.
So under the radar.
Yes.
And no one ever talks about that song. Great song. That's definitely, I'm just going to go ahead and spell this here. My best tracks on the record are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the first 7 tracks on the record.
Yeah.
From Heartbreak Warfare until the Crossroads cover.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Absolutely. And the Crossroads cover is, to me, it sounds like if Prince was going to cover Crossroads.
That's a cover.
I hope you snip that.
Yep, Crossroads is a cover, Michelle. And also, you know who did it before John Mayer? He wasn't. He wasn't the first.
Harmony?
He wasn't. Yes. He wasn't the first person to do it either. But very famous British person Eric Clapton did Crossroads way before John Mayer as well.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
I was just testing you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But anyways, that cover sounds like to me like if Prince was going to do Crossroads, like how he would do it. Mm-hmm. But it's very much at home in the track listing running up to there, which could, if that cover was in the wrong place on the record, you would be like, well, that's a disruptor.
Yeah.
But with it coming after Assassin, it works.
Yeah.
For me, at least. Michelle, besides the cover of Crossroads, what are your favorites on the record?
My absolute favorite song on the record is Edge of Desire.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is right after Crossroads. So I feel like that's not included in yours.
That is not included in mine. That's okay. That's okay.
But also Heartbreak Warfare, Half of My Heart, Who Says, and Crossroads.
So Heartbreak Warfare, first of all, that's a lesson in how to make the first track of your record.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It is perfect start.
Dynamite
to
opening.
The lyrics of Heartbreak Warfare are amazing. Very contemporary, could be like dated very quickly, like with the references to Ambien and whatnot, but but it's still held up so far. And there's a lot been said about who John Mayer dates and like his illustrious history of dating. And pretty much the word around the campfire is that song should be called I Don't Like Jennifer Aniston Very Much.
Yeah. Well, and see, so people always give Taylor Swift shit because all of her albums are about like relationships she's been in.
Mayer's been running that game, yeah.
Yeah, but like he does it so well in this album that like it's so well written and everything about it is just like damn, like
so yeah,
that's some shit.
You know what I like about the lyrics of this record is the whole thing isn't this is all your fault.
Yeah.
Like you're a terrible person. Like Heartbreak Warfare, the whole song he's like we both did this wrong.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain amount of finger pointing, but like the whole song isn't like, oh, Heartbreak Warfare because you're terrible.
Right.
Right. Which I like a lot.
I am also afraid that people, when they see that we've done a review on this album, people are going to think of the 3 songs that were released as singles, which are very John Mayer sounding.
Yeah.
They just sound like a typical John Mayer song.
Who Says was a single.
Who Says was a single. Half of My Heart was a single, and so is Perfectly Lonely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfectly Lonely, such a jam, though.
Yeah.
No.
So I think that...
Hold on, Kyle. Michelle's trying to tell us something. She just did like the vocal equivalent of a hiss. She's like...
I just spit venom in here.
Yeah.
But those 3 songs, to me, especially Half of My Heart and Perfectly Lonely, sound like a typical John Mayer radio song.
Except Half of My Heart sounds like a typical Fleetwood Mac song.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Holy rip-off.
So people may have only ever gotten that deep into this album and been like, oh, it's just going to sound like everything else. But if you listen to the rest of it, it's very different than what you might be expecting from a typical John Mayer album.
This is a side note, but you know what my favorite thing involving a John Mayer single is? He won the Grammy for Record of the Year for Daughters, being a single off of, I think, damn it, what's the second album called?
Room for Squares?
Yeah.
No, that's the first one.
Damn.
I was about to say Square-Shaped Room.
Yes. Yeah, it's off a Square-Shaped Room. Anyways, his second album had Daughters as a single, and he came up and got the Grammy for Record of the Year, and he did all the thank yous and everything you're supposed to do, and then he was like, oh, by the way, this still shouldn't have been a single. Which I thought was awesome. So anyways, let's move on to stinkers, and I'll just go ahead and throw this out there. This is literally what it says on my notes. The rest of the album. Everything past Crossroads. No! Now, hold on. Now, I will say it's not our definition of stinker where like I never want to hear this song ever again, but after Crossroads my mind shuts off with this record. Like I can't pay attention to anything, and I told you guys earlier this week, like I've listened to the record like 11 times this week, and the reason why is because I kept being like, okay, I would get through Crossroads and then turn around twice and be like, shit, the album ended and I wasn't paying attention again, you know? And that's weird for me. Like, and especially with how strong the record is up to Crossroads, it's just weird where all of a sudden there's this shift and I'm like, oh, well, I'm done. And that's a bummer for me because I would like to like the rest of the record. And so if you were right now, if you went and pulled the record and you put on like side 4, I wouldn't be like, oh, crap. You know, but like I in 2 seconds I'd become Michelle about it and just be looking off into space and have no idea what was happening. You know, and when you get to the end of side 4, I'd be like, damn it, the album ended again. You should be offended by that, except that it's true though. So that's for me. And now I know that both of you had the song right after Crossroads as one of your best on the record.
Yes.
But for some reason, man, that's the one where I just shift down into I don't care anymore.
Yeah, Edge of Desire comes 2 after Crossroads, but yeah.
See if I could pay attention to the song after.
However, War of My Life is a stinker for me, so that's probably why you.
Well, there you go.
You go off the rails.
My brain shifts down and then it can't get back.
Yeah,
into gear.
You should just start with Edge of Desire, though.
Just skip the one song.
No, just like the whole album. Just start that one.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And then loop back around to Crossroads.
Heartbreak Warfare, Crossroads. Then you're done.
Yeah. What do you got for stinkers, Kyle?
I don't have any specific stinkers, but something that drives me absolute goddamn crazy on this album is All We Ever Do Is Say Goodbye. And him repeating all we ever do is say goodbye over and over and over and over and over and over
again. Is it
one
one of your favorites because of that?
I actually pointed that to him. I was like, okay, I got it. You said goodbye.
Yeah, so I oftentimes when I listen to this record, I have the CD in my car for some reason, but I'll just play the entire thing through. She pointed it out to me, and I was like, so I couldn't not hear it. Yeah. And I was like, God damn it. Yeah. He's just saying it over and over and over again, and it's driving me crazy.
He's got Snow Patrol syndrome.
I don't know. People suffer from that. It's not funny. I don't know if it's a filler thing or what. Like, it's like, well, just stretch that song out.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, but I hear that complaint. But for some reason... I don't know. It could even be where it lands in the track listing that I'm just cool with it because it flows so well with the track listing that I'm okay with it.
Like I like that song, but Jesus, so we get the point. Like the first, the 20th time that you've done that,
and then after the 20th time, he's like, "All right, and now a Fleetwood Mac song." What do you got for stinkers, Michelle? You already said one.
I have. Do You Know Me and War of My Life? Those are just 2 songs that I cannot get behind it. They're not even. So I wouldn't say that I would like actively avoid them. Like I wouldn't turn it off or skip those songs. Right. Well, I might skip them, but like those are the songs where I was just like, they do nothing for me. They're just kind of there.
That's what. Yeah. From the song after Crossroads. I apologize. I'm not looking at the track listing right this second.
War of My Life.
Yeah. From right there on, like, the rest of the record, I'm like, I wish that the track listing was spread out more. Like because to me, I think if you made this record, this is front heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you make the track listing, you know that you put all the good stuff at
yeah.
the
so
top.
If we switch Edge of Desire with War of My Life, so Edge of Desire comes right after Crossroads, I think that it might make a better
cover of Crossroads
by Bone Thugs.
Yeah. Good Lord. So yeah. Or
I like
even,
music.
That's not true. The only track I would see being I would like die on the hill of it needs to stay where it is. It's Heartbreak Warfare.
For sure.
Has to open this record. Okay. And then after that you can just you can Yahtzee it for all I care. Like put all the songs and throw them up in the air and see where they land, and I think you'd have a better track list than what happened.
I would say the Heartbreak Warfare is up in the running for one of the best opening tracks on a record for me.
Like of all time.
I mean, I haven't heard all the records ever, but
we know.
But I would
wait
say,
till you hear some old Robert Johnson stuff. You're going to be like, he did the song in the 30s?
Who?
Yeah, I know.
Well, you know what I also like is I like the title of the record. It very much has to do with what the record is about.
Oh, for sure.
The cover art is. He's looking sly.
Oh,
is it his hair?
Oh,
it's his coif.
You're a big guy. You know what? I remember when Jack White changed up his hair.
Don't even talk about Jack White's hair.
When Jack White changed his hair, Michelle all of a sudden became a Jack White fan.
I only strictly watched him on music videos. It was weird. I found music videos because of Jack
White's hair. So as far as like open discussion goes, we touched on some of the stuff already, but not that John Mayer's ever been known as a bad lyricist, but he brought his game.
And I don't even
Did he write it?
I don't even know if he wrote all the songs on this record, but
obviously he wrote Crossroads.
Yeah.
No, as far as I'm aware, we're not talking about the Crossroads, right?
Oh boy.
Also,
That's what I'm
moving rendition, by the way, moving rendition.
I've been practicing.
Yeah, it shows.
I sing it to Zoe.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to bring your baby up on something, it should be Bone Thugs. So, for me, as far as I'm aware, John writes all of his own lyrics and melodies. I don't think anybody has. I mean, there's the John Mayer Blues Trio stuff where, like, if you have Pino Palladino and Steve Jordan in your band, you're going to let them write their own stuff. So I don't think he was dictating like bass lines and drum beats and whatnot. But as far as lyrics and melody, I'm pretty sure he writes all of his own stuff.
I kind of stopped trying to dig into that because it makes me mad.
Yeah.
It used to make me mad, and that doesn't make me mad anymore. When I would find out that like this fabulous song that somebody sang, they didn't write it, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I hear that.
But it's fine.
It's going to be okay.
It is.
Did you hear everyone? Kyle said it's fine.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's cool now. But the only song on the record I think deserves a if Lindsey Buckingham doesn't get some sort of money out of Half of My Heart, like there's homage, and then there's You Just Ripped Someone Off, and that is
stealing.
That is a straight ripoff of Fleetwood Mac. You know, and I actually years ago, but I think it was before this record even came out, John Mayer talked about that in an interview one time where when things happen like Blurred Lines with the Marvin Gaye song, or John Mayer said, like you're going to end up ripping someone off in some way. And he's like, to him, he said, if it doesn't cross his mind while he's creating the song, then he's cool with it. Like if he finishes something, puts it out, and he's like, oh my God, I ripped off that song. Then he's like, well, it is what it is because I know that I wasn't doing that on purpose. Right.
Inspired by.
But there is no way he didn't know that this sounded just like a Fleetwood Mac song.
What is that? They said that the art is just stealing. Everyone just steals from one another.
Well, for sure, and you should.
Yeah.
Like when we interviewed Bill Chaplin was like the best advice he ever got in his life was from David Foster. Was like, what you need to do is find a person who you love what they do, and then do what they do, and put a little of yourself in it until eventually you become you, and people want to be like you. And yep, do that.
Yeah, I do think that this album is an excellent study, if you will.
Oh,
of battles?
Of battles and the turmoils of relationships.
See, I thought the whole thing was just going to be like Revolutionary War songs.
I was expecting a lot more flute.
Yeah. a lot of snare drums and flute. You were looking to be able to play along with it at home.
I had my flute out and I was ready.
So I'm gonna stay on this Half of My Heart situation for a second here, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump off the Fleetwood Mac soapbox. But why is Taylor Swift on this song? you had that girl on the whole album or on the whole ass song just to bury her in the harmonies, and then at the end do the callback. And literally, she just says "Can't Stop Loving You" twice, and that's it. Michelle's making a very adult gesture right
there
now.
might have been a little P in the V going on.
That's exactly the gesture.
That is the gesture she was doing. And you were able to do it because you didn't have your shoes on your hands. But yeah, I just, and to be clear, this is one of my favorite songs on the record.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not beating on it for that. I just like the Fleetwood Mac thing is hard for me to get over. But I really don't get why she's even on the song, because you brought in arguably one of the hottest artists then and still, Taylor Swift, and then you had her buried in the mix for the harmonies and then does 2 callbacks at the end, and that's it. It's just, I don't get it. It's more, I think maybe it's more distracting for me when I'm listening to the song. At the end, when he says "Can't Stop Loving You" and she does the callback, I'm like, oh, there she is. It's just weird to me. It's a very weird way to go about it.
Maybe we get John Mayer on the show and he can answer that.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions for John Mayer if he gets on the show. I'm going to take him to task about a couple of things.
What are they?
Well, first of all, hair care tips.
First of all, how dare you?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. First of all, how dare you? But anyway, so it sounds what's other than Edge of Desire, it sounds like we're pretty much on the same page, that once after you get through Crossroads, you're like, all right, I think we're done here.
I would be okay with Edge of Desire closing out the record.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah.
That would be the thing where I'm like, oh, here's the song. Yay. It's not yay that the record's over, but yay that I got to this song.
Yeah.
I would like you to go and just listen to strictly that song.
Just Edge of Desire?
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
So we always ask if you would buy this album. I'm pretty sure, you own it by way of Kyle. I don't think you ever purchased this record prior, do you?
I don't think we own it.
He just said he has a CD in the car.
In my car.
I was listening when he was talking earlier.
That doesn't count.
It's in my compact disc player, man.
Tell me more. Compact disc? What is that?
It's weird.
And so you own it by way of Kyle, but would you go out on your own and buy this
I would
record?
buy the vinyl.
Oh, sounds like somebody
For Edge of Desire.
Somebody needs to order that today, Kyle. That to me sounded like full ass permission.
Full ass permission.
Yep. Kyle, would you tell anybody else to go out and buy this record?
Absolutely.
And then just listen to the first LP. And it's not, and again, I can't stress enough, there's no bad music on this record.
No, there's not.
There is very plain music on this record past the halfway point. But and another thing I do want to point out too, because we very briefly touched on it. For me, if I was going to tell somebody to go look into this record immediately, I would tell them to start with Assassin, because I think it's such an underrated song.
It is.
Like, really, really, really good.
That's
song.
his jam, and I tried listening to it and being like, oh, this is a great song, and I was like, it's just there for me.
Oh man, well, I guess I shouldn't have brought up Assassin. We were going along so well.
It's not a stinker. It's just.
Oh, whew, good. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were we were on our way to stinker territory there for a second. So, we always do our ratings on a scale of 1.
When you remember.
What's that? Yeah. People who don't know that Crossroad is a cover don't get to call me out on forgetting. That's exactly that song.
Back with the in-person zingers.
There's going to be somebody who has never heard this record that's going to listen to it for this and then be disappointed that it's not Bone Thugs on the record.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so on a scale rating of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, Kyle, since you brought the record to the table, we will start with you. And where is your rating going to land?
Solid 7.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Michelle, where are you at with this?
I was at a 7 too.
So better than Pet Sounds.
Every record we've listened to so far has been better than Pet Sounds.
Yeah, that's not even remotely true. So
you can't tell me how I feel, man. Let me feel my feelings.
I can tell you that you didn't try hard enough. So I also came in at a 7 on this record, but
shit.
I really wrestled with this though. This is a 6 out of 10 album, but the songs that I love so much that they outweigh the songs that I don't.
It's his hair on the cover, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I rate all albums based on the person's hair on the cover. That's really the only
Why
way.
wouldn't you?
Like, that's why, Pink Floyd The Wall could be... All right, Pink Floyd The Wall...
Sorry.
If you could not play the copyrighted song over when I'm talking, that'd be awesome.
That's not the Bone Thugs song.
Yeah, Pink Floyd The Wall is one of my favorite records of all time, only because I've seen publicity photos of what their hair looked like when they made it,
I just needed to look at his hair one more time.
Oh, yeah, sure. And somehow ended up playing a copyrighted song over me talking. Sweet.
I was just hoping that your talking would just get drowned out.
Do you just want to play Bone Thugs and Harmony real quick for everybody?
No, I sang it.
Right. So that is our wrap up on Battle Studies. I feel like if you're not a John Mayer fan, like you are deathly opposed to John Mayer, I feel like this record you could listen to it and go, all right, there's some stuff I like on
Yeah, because there very much is. There are songs that are very John Mayer-like.
Yeah, Who Says?
But there are also...
Like, Who Says? If you look up John Mayer in the dictionary, there's a picture of him playing Who Says.
It's Smoking a Joint, yeah.
Yeah, that's Smoking a Joint.
Who says he can't get stoned?
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody can say that.
But I think there's enough diversity on the record that even a guy who's like, I don't do John Mayer would be like, well, I mean, that song's good.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if you've only heard...
Your Body Is A Wonderland or Why Georgia?
Like, isn't that off of what... Square Room?
Yeah, it's off of the square rooms for people in rooms that are square.
I will say, when I told you I wasn't a huge fan of John Mayer, every time I hear his name, I just think of Your Body Is A Wonderland.
Yeah,
I fucking hate that song.
I don't at all hate the song, but boy, was that overplayed.
Yes,
that's why I hate it. Yeah,
it's just been beat into my head for so long.
Even Why Georgia Why or whatever is too...
What do you... Why Georgia Why from square rooms with people in them? I'm so glad that you returned to the studio to bring your wealth of knowledge with you.
By Josh Congressman.
Do your shoulders hurt from carrying around the weight of being the music authority on the show?
Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine. So speaking of Michelle being a music authority on things, next week we are now. I'm aware. I want to be clear that what we're going to do next week is not intended to be a review of this documentary. We are all going to watch the Summer of Soul documentary that was done by Questlove that's available on Hulu. That is about the Harlem Music Festival that happened in the late 60s, about 100 miles south of Woodstock. There was it was a 3-day festival with, and no spoilers, but the biggest names you can imagine in soul music at the time, and nobody heard about it and nobody saw it for 50 some years. And this documentary is out by Questlove and it's on Hulu. And I watched it the other night and got emotional like 3 or 4 times while we're watching it. So I expect Michelle to have zero emotion when watching it.
The baby's out now, so my emotions are back too. We're even keel now.
They're completely pushed all the way back down to the depths of hell.
We shoved him back down.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So I want to be clear though that we're not gonna. I don't ever want to. When we do movie stuff, I want to make it more of a discussion. I feel like the three of us are qualified to do album reviews, like to critique music.
Well, two of the three of us.
I don't feel, definitely not you. And I feel like you might be, Kyle, because of a film school background, but I certainly am not. I don't think I'm qualified to critique a film.
No, it's more to just bring awareness to the fact that it exists and other people should see it.
And to be quite honest, as a preview for next week's episode, I feel like a whole lot of it is just going to be us being like, that part was awesome.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is amazing to watch.
And I heard about it because I heard it heard an interview on, I think it might have been on NPR. And I wasn't of Questlove. They were just talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that sounds awesome. Then you had said something about it. I was like, oh, yeah, that's the thing I heard about.
Yep.
Yeah, so checking out.
By the way, I need to have a word with everybody because when I saw that trailer, I sent it to everyone that I know, and everyone that I know was like, oh, yeah, that looks rad. And I was like, why didn't you tell me about it? Why am I just finding out?
Did you watch This Is Pop yet?
I did not.
Okay, well, that's why people don't tell you things.
Right.
Because they tell you things and then you don't do it.
I think that we should take our personal problems off air. So anyways,
we're airing our dirty laundry.
This documentary is called Summer of Soul, and it is fantastic, and we will have a discussion all about that next week. In the meantime, if you want to share feedback with us on anything that we've covered on the show today, or if maybe it's like to start a list of songs that Michelle should know are covers, just things like that. Might be a good way. Either way, you can hit up our...
And people who are British?
Correct. Yeah, please, someone make a complete list of people who are British. If you would, please use our socials to get at us, or I love the voicemails that we get every week, so if you can leave us a voicemail at 313-364-9899, we would greatly appreciate that. And like we always say about this time, without music, life would be a mistake. Bye.
Podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Koselecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.